So yeah, I'm actually on. Today is 6 months since we moved into Mayroom, and we went to town, truth or consequences, got laundry and groceries. By then the day's gone, you know, by the time we go into a town. But I'm doing it this way because there's not much of a scenery from where we sit in the parking lot. So there is the caballo and the lake across the way. So I'm going to sit down and talk to you for a minute. In the 6 months since we did this, we've been through kind of a relationship shakedown. I think I mentioned that in one of my blogs. But the sun's really bright, so at any rate, I couldn't sleep last night, and I got up and, like I do, I went to the bathroom, and then I sit up for a while, and I chose to look at the pictures of the house, and they're not great photos because they're during the time we were downsizing and getting rid of stuff. And yeah, felt some melancholy, and you know, everything had a memory attached to it that we sold or got rid of. And though we're getting in the swing of things, there's still some loss and a feeling of being discombobulated, you know. I think one of the things that really came up for us that we didn't realize how indoctrinated we are into staying in a home, raising kids, jobs, saving, the whole American way of life. And then when you get towards the latter part of your life and the kids are gone and you love your house and stuff, but we would have been in service to that house in debt till we died. And that just didn't seem like a good use of our time or our money. So we added up, like I said, but it still hurt. It hurt. And part of it, and we've both discussed this, so I'm not telling you anything that I haven't talked to Paul about, is that we both felt more or less irrelevant. I don't know if that is the inculcation of, if I'm using the right word, of ageism in our society. I see a lot of older people out here. I met a lovely woman the other day who's got to be 92 if she's a day, who just wants to enjoy life and be at peace. You know, she's reflective of her life, and like most people I meet, people open up to me. They just tell me things. And when I asked her how she handles the entropy, that sense of everything in decline, people die, things decay, we have a world that is in trouble environmentally, never mind socially or psychologically or spiritually, but it's showing in our environment. She said you can't avoid it. And I know that's why when I read Zane Grey's The Vanishing American, his philosophy at the end, the hero of the story realized that even the mountains themselves cannot stand up to entropy. Everything is in decline and rebuilding and decline and rebuilding. The birth, death, rebirth matrix is writ large. This particular lake Caballo, is brown right now. It's silted up and has a lot of detritus in it. We took our boat out the other day and discovered that the detritus is all burnt wood. The lady I met, she said she's lived in Santa Fe and traveled this area in her trailer for decades and has never seen the lake like this. And it's because of the Ghia National Forest fire and those two drainages that flooded during monsoon just dumped that all into this lake, as well as Elephant Butte. And particularly this lake, Elephant Butte got it from another fire up north, the one by Santa Fe, the Black Fire. So we went up to the Ghia, and we saw that there'd been a fire in 2013, and there's plaques and everything and how big it was. And then there was this bigger fire and it took out 341,000 acres. The 2013 took out close to 41,000. So you're looking at a 750,000 acre forest, and the Aldo Leopold Wilderness burned in half. It's half gone in 10 years. And man-made. Trees don't light themselves. And with the dryness and the dead Inglenook and Douglas went up like a matchstick. Just people aren't careful with fire. They throw out cigarettes. They start fires. They don't watch them. ATVs spark, or a Jeep will spark. Someone will park on the grass and off it goes. Most people are learning, yeah, there's no fires in the state parks right now. Nobody can light a fire. We've been in a couple national forests in Colorado where they set fires, and there's 35 or 40 mile per hour winds, and I have gone over and told them to put it out, because the rangers and the hosts usually don't say anything. They'll come and check the fires later, but to make sure they're out, and we've done that too. It's a bit of a side, but I think relationship-wise, we're used to processing things together, and life dragging us around by the tender parts with work and everything. We kind of lost track of that, processing things together and the things we've been through. And so there's been a lot of deep conversations, some arguments, some bickering, some yelling. I have yelled in fatigue and frustration. A lot of things coming up that really had nothing to do with our relationship, but they impacted it. And for myself, I loved making our home. I've always had a place where I decorated it or fixed it or made it cute or lovely. When I was in college, people thought I had money, or one person said, if you had money, it'd be dangerous. So I made macrame curtains, big deal, you know. Didn't everybody? So I miss that. I really enjoyed fixing the house up for sale. It looked so pretty when it was done. The walls were freshly painted. The things had been cleared out. It was decluttered. She had an open feel. The dirt was gone. I mean, there was constant dirt because of gravel pits there. So we bounced between missing our home, feeling irrelevant, not contributing to society. I read an article yesterday that said that the boomers quit too early and they need to come back to work. I was like, excuse me? You treated this particular person pretty damn bad for a long time. And I put up with a lot. And finally, this last job, I was like, okay, you don't treat me with respect. You don't even think about me until you decide to bitch at somebody. And it just got old, and it got debilitating, and it got like Chinese water torque, which by the way isn't Chinese, it's an Italian thing, I heard. So we had to quit. Paul has issues with the fact that he was never really paid what he was worth. You know, you hear about labor jobs, $25 an hour, $30 an hour. I mean, micro, God love you. These things, they don't pay. They don't pay. He tried for an electrician's job and they wanted to pay him minimum wage. Really? That's your technical job after all of his experience? You know, that kind of thing. A lifetime of feeling put down and devalued. I've had a few people in my life that respected me and mentored me, and they know who they are, and I love them, but most people didn't give a shit. They felt like they could bully me, lie about me, demean me, put me down, treat me poorly, pay me poorly, and that was their style. You know, they use this sort of Walmart pseudo-military view of things, that there's always another one. You know, you're expendable. You don't mean anything. and you're constantly building yourself up from that. To go back out into the workforce, to show up the next day. It got into my last job where our new motto is I showed up, because people were dropping like flies. They were either scared or hurt or tired or didn't want to go with the rules. You know, got busted doing too many of them. And the ones that showed up were so burnt out and bickering and fighting among themselves, and no corps d'esprit, no esprit de corps at all. Just, you know, trying to survive here. That was sad. That was really sad, because it could have been better. It got hard building yourself up every day, and it had an impact on my relationship, and it had an impact on Paul, and Paul's problems had an impact on me. So we've been working all those through and finding intimacy again. Paul said it, because we traded privacy, because we had separate bedrooms, for intimacy. And little things that you wouldn't think would bother you, or little things that you didn't share with your mate because they're a little embarrassing. Oh, it's all over. We're like we're cellmates. There's no hiding. And the hair. My hair comes out all over the place. I don't know. Do I look like I'm thinning? I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, my hair is, look, it's nice. Well, I've had it up all day, but it's thick and it's nice. But if you look, I have to vacuum every day. Now, Paul, dear heart, is losing it, but I don't see his. I see mine everywhere. God, what do people do with dogs and cats in their trailer? That's just one thing. I'm just like, you're in the bed and you're breathing. I mean, because it's a small space. It's not spread out. We're an 1,800 square foot house. It's in a tiny space, so you can't avoid it. It's hilarious. Bathroom things. Honey, what are you doing in there? Nothing. I can hear you. What are you doing? Honey, if you need room, go. You know, the hair in the shower. Oh my God. Now that's where he gets there. In the shower. It looks like it's festooned. And he, you know, chasing down hair with water in a trailer is not a good use of water. So I say, just let it dry. I'll wipe it out. It's bad. The hair. Just the hair. How do people do it? With dogs. God. But those, we could laugh at those things, but I don't know. I think on some regards, I wish I could have figured out a way to stay in our house in a canyon. But when one neighbor was letting a drug dealer live in her shed, and a guy comes to my back door one night in sub-zero temperatures looking for drugs at my back door because he thinks it's the house he was told to go to. And then the one across the street, I watched them take the tires off a car and take the drugs out of the tire. And the woman who's living there, who's not well in the head, is screaming at them because they're doing it in the front yard. No. And then I started, I mean, the crime in the town just started to go nuts. I mean, they might have had one murder in 10 years, and all of a sudden in the last few years they'd had 3 or 4 a year, more beatings, assaults. Somebody was killed down the street from us. I'm like, what the hell? It's a town of 16,000. What is going on here? Never mind, there's prisons here, and maybe there's some, but what the heck? So, the pandemic had a bad effect on some people. But we're gonna stay the course. We don't have much choice, though. I'll tell you, I went to Silver City, and we like that town. Funky little town, has a wonderful history of change and evolution and union and just and we really like the vibe of it. And we know the lady I met recently, she just travels between Elephant Butte and here all winter long. She's getting elderly, so she just goes up and down the road and loves it. And I think we get on. I'm going to stay around the Silver City area. We'll go up to the forest and come back down to City Rocks and go back up, and we'll just stay around Silver City. We think we really like it. And so even making plans for later, you know. So I kind of rambled. Some of this stuff has been popping through my head of how to explain what we miss. I missed space last night because I used to wander around the house in the moonlight and look out the windows, and I don't have that now. You know, I can disturb Paul, or, you know, it's cold outside, so I can't go out there right now, and I have before. So we've liked this little campground, Caballo Lake, nice. And we're gonna go to City of Rocks, look it up, and then we're gonna go down to Pancha Villa State Park and go to Mexico for Christmas. How's that? We got passports. We spent hundreds of dollars. We're gonna go. It'll be fun. People recommended you go down to Sweden. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I'm American. I don't know. It's just a little town south of the border there. We're going to go down there, and then we're going to go to Kachira Monument, and then we're going to go to Owl Dispersed. It's BLM, looks beautiful. There's red agate in the area Paul wants to find, and then we're going to go to Bog Springs and try to catch the Tucson Gem Show, and then we're making plans from beyond that, but we get restless. Like, we're already ready to go from here, but we can't till Tuesday. So it's true. In a marriage, you fall in and out of love. Somebody's going by. Hold on. Big one. See the big one? Is it big? Oh, we got a new neighbor. Awesome. Okay. Love y'all. Peace.